Okay, you guys, so today is October 24th, and this is a reading about Mike Pence, the current vice president. And I had posted a reading about Priebus on a website, and some people were asking about Mike Pence, and I hadn't really thought much about Mike Pence because I guess he's not on the news. He's sort of behind the scenes. But anyway, so since people are asking this question, I was like, okay, might as well just find out, because with the idea of a potential impeachment, most people are asking, what about the person, if he's the person who's gonna substitute him. And so I did two readings into one. There's basically two parts to the reading. The first part is literally like, what's up with him? What's going on with him? What did he do also about this the Trump-Russia investigation, but mostly what's going on with him. And then the second part of the reading, I used I'm gonna show you. I used the card that I have been using for Robert Mueller, which is the King of Swords, and I asked what is his relation, like how is he working with Mueller, and whether he's telling the truth, and what's his legal fate ultimately. So as soon as I pulled out all the cards, it's fairly complex. So as soon as I pulled out the cards, I was like, I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. Because, okay guys, so I'll go over all the cards so to show you how they tell the story. But basically, he's so screwed. There's according to what I'm seeing here, there's just no way that he is going to be the president, he's going to be in power, A, and B, I'm not even sure that he's going to be alive. Like, I don't know, it's so clear. The death comes up multiple times, endings and so forth. And so, if I hadn't known who this person was, I would say definitely it's a horrible ending. That's what it's saying. And so I'll go over what the cards are saying. I'll start on the top. Okay, let's just kind of organizing the ones here, because I'm going to go back to this. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so here is the first core of the reading. Okay, I pulled out this card before the other ones. It's like I use this one when the question is about a man. And then I pulled out the cards around it. So this is the present, this is the past, and this is the future. So we have here Mike Pence, and this is a card of he's making decisions. He's juggling a lot of balls in the air, but I don't think the decision is he's not really dealing with. It's almost like he's not aware of what's really going on. He's making the wrong decisions, or he is dealing with kind of there's something I get a feeling that there's something about him that's really false, or that he has a focus on things that really are not. It's not that he is lying necessarily, because I've done a lot of readings so far, well, not a lot, like 3 or 4 about everybody. Everyone was involved in this investigation, and the cards of cheating and lying all appeared. And oddly enough, they don't appear for Pence, but what appears here is that almost like he has completely flipped and misguided beliefs, but he actually believes them. It's as if he's not crazy, but he believes a kind of like a twisted version of events, or a kind of like he actually believes it. Like the other people that I did, Manafort and Spicer, Priebus, and another person, somebody about the election in Alabama, all those cards about cheating and deception appeared. But here, the strange thing, it's that it's as if he believes that these like kind of turned around things or illusion, like he believes all these things to be true, these illusions to be true. And in a way, a lot of people used to say, oh, he's the most dangerous. He actually is, because he believes. So let's look here at the past, right? So I had to look up this card again. This is a reversed hangman. and the tree. So I went back and like looked it up again, because it's a card of waiting, and of like, when it's upright, it's like things are suspended, you can't do anything about it. And then when it's reversed, it's like you finally can move on from being stuck somewhere. But what I got, honestly, and I feel like with this, you have to really trust whatever the first thing comes to your mind, even though you know what the cards are about. And I don't know why, it's like the first thing that came to me about him was like, oh, he's gay. Or like there's something that he continues to hide something about himself, or to believe something that, instead of really examining, he continues to literally believe it upside down. Like I feel like something about him is upside down. Like he believes in things to be upside down. And here's like, so he's grown believing these kind of misguided ideas. And then it shows like he's growing into the house, basically the White House. He obviously he won the election, but again, you have a star reverse. So basically he's like, he has these like hopes and dreams that are kind of like a little off, or that are not based on real things, or there's I would see it as a sort of an amount of illusion and delusion, and he believes that it's gonna last here, so the anchor, and that he's looking again, things turned around, he's looking into like, okay, what do I do now, what's next, like planning his what he's gonna do, like he's thinking of like what his plans might be. But everything again points to there being a kind of misguided notion, a misguided worldview. So so here you have the present. It's like this, it's the second column. It's like the center here. Again, I said this before. So he's like making this like dealing with a lot of balls in the air, but again, the wrong kinds of ball, like the wrong kinds of focus, I would think. And then the interesting card again, about illusions and kind of like believing things that are not truthful. So this is a card literally when there's too much, you're thinking of castles in the air, there's just too much, but all of it, none of it is real, but you're believing in all those things that have no substance, that have no, they're not going to last, basically. So he's basically it's like, this is quote unquote, it's like he lives by fake news. That's how his mind operates, it seems like. And an interesting thing is that this is a card of loyalty. So it's showing him as a loyal person. He's actually very loyal to these misguided beliefs, but he encounters heartbreak and disappointment. And he's seeing that that's what I'm obviously interpreting. He is starting to realize that believing in all of these things has only led him to heartbreak and disappointment. And here is a mountain. Mountain is a card of a lot of hardships and difficulties that last a long time. So you have this picture of him, like what was happening before. So he was, again, believing these like misguided ideas were going to last. He was going to grow into the White House and have a power that was going to be lasting. And though then he continues to believe in his illusions and fake news, literally. And then he sees a lot, not only emotional hardship, but actual problems, real hardships. And then, oh, hello. It's like, and then boom, reality comes knocking. So what I see here, I'm going to try to speak slowly because I'm like, I'm basically processing what I'm seeing. It's like, whoa. So this card here in tarot, this is a very positive card generally, the sun, right? But the sun has another interesting meaning, which is to shine the light upon. And I think that in the context of what we're seeing here, considering it's an investigation and everything else, it's like light, like the truth is going to come out, basically. Whatever is hidden is going to show. So here we have the coffin. The coffin means death, it means endings. And it's pretty definitive. There's no way around it. So I thought, okay, if you think, oh, well, maybe it's something else, transformation, but then hello. You have these two cards. Let's look at this one, very inviting card. The scythe, it's if you combine the two, it's saying, hello, there's no way, I'm just here to let you know that there's no way that you're eluded. This is definitely death, sudden death. Death to come out of nowhere. So it's saying, dude, it's over. Basically, it's totally over. And here it shows him going away and leaving and walking away. So if I put this little area here together, it's saying the truth is going to come out, it's going to cause an ending, and it's going to be a sudden ending, and it's meant to happen, and he's going away. And then here, this is a really interesting card because it's usually very positive, and it has a strong connection to timing, and it usually comes up. Usually it means that it's going to happen really quickly. And sometimes it means travel and so forth. But here in the context of what we're asking and the cards we're seeing, definitely it's saying, and in a way this repeats what this one says. It's saying very quickly. So very quickly a letter comes. And considering that it's an investigation, so what I feel is that there's going to be whatever the publication of the Mueller investigation thing or some sort of sentencing. Like suddenly the end comes and comes a letter. It comes through a letter. You could also even argue that if I read it in the kind of the way that the Lenormand, which is the little cards, how it's structured, it's like this is the what, this is modifies that, and how. So the letter comes, there's a very sudden death. So it's like, if we think that he's gonna be the next president, hell no, there's no way, literally no way he's gonna go anywhere. I mean, these cards are like, it's not like he's gonna be reborn or do something else. It's like, dude, it's over, period, the end. Definitely. Okay, it's like really bad. And so let me move. Okay, now I'm gonna go down here. I'm just trying to move things here. Here's our friend Mr. Mueller that I laid out before, and let me move here to look at the other cards about what Mueller is gonna do to him, or what their relationship is, okay, and what his fate is going to be. Alrighty, okay, so to continue on the themes, so again, horrible. Like this is, of all the ones that I haven't looked at, because I'm like almost like scared about Trump, because I'm like, I just hope that, you know, he just goes away. Like I don't want to see. You know, I don't want to get hope, like in a way, the thing about Trump, I don't want to be like, oh yes, he's definitely going to be like, so that, you know, he's going to go, like, I don't want to almost not, I'd rather know about everybody around him than himself, because I feel like if we look at the pattern around the people that are around him, then we can kind of see what's going to happen next to him, obviously. So here we have Mr. Mueller, and this is another horrible card, the cross. And then, okay, this is, I'm just gonna show you guys these are known as there's also the devil is not here, but these are among basically two of the, I would say let's say the two worst cards in the tarot. They're right here. And you have up there, you have another death card, another sudden any card, like, and this one is just a combination of cards that suggests, like here, okay, let me just show you, this is the very end, these two here, the Tower and death. And so basically it's saying it's over, but it's not only over, it's completely over. There's nothing else after this. Okay, it's like, it's so sure of the ending that it's like, no, I would say, because the other readings I did for instance, Spicer said that he's going to move away. He's going to kind of start maybe a new life somewhere else or something. Priebus, I saw that he's going to have a, what's the word? Kind of like a bad reputation after that, especially among his own party. But eventually, I feel like he's going to come to a kind of like a peace of mind. But here it says, it's over. It's completely over. It's basically the kind of thing that's going to take a long time to even recover, I would think, if you can recover from whatever this is. So let me just go over what I think this is and what I think this means. So I laid out the reading, and so this part about Mueller and his relation, like what is going to be his legal fate, and what does Mueller think of him, or how do they interact together? Do they have a, does he tell the truth? That was my question. Does he tell the truth to Mueller? And then what is his legal fate after that here? So here's I'll just go over the first row and then the second row. Okay, so here it's, this is the card of like karmic debt and extreme hardship, and something, it's like basically it's your cross to bear. It's not something you can escape, and it's like a very hard on you. It's like your cross to bear, literally. So here you have this card of a gift. It's an opportunity, like a gift, a real gift, and the lilies. So lilies is a card that has a lot of meaning, but it usually means an older person. It also has a connection to time. So here you could say, I'm looking at here. So then I like right behind it, it's this card of the Knight of Swords. And in a weird way, it confirms what I see above about him. Like he's living in almost like this parallel universe where everything is upside down. And here it's showing that there's like an untrustworthy person who keeps, it's almost like, it sounds like Trump, but it's like keeps fighting the wrong fight. Like he's like fighting with, I mean, can you imagine? So I have a feeling looking at these two cards, and this one's Page of Swords. It's almost like a younger version of this one. It's like he has this misguided ideas, and he continues to stick to them. He's just not flexible in understanding. It's almost like he doesn't get, like here, look at him. He's the king, right? Mueller. Mueller is the king of the mind, of the analysis, of a person who is not biased, basically. And there's the guy, like little guy, like he thinks he can go against Mueller. It's like he's not aware. It's like his whole life, I have a feeling that he's like has a flipped understanding of what the world is like, and he continues, and that's his downfall. So anyway, so this is a card. Okay, it's funny because he's supposedly, I mean, I don't actually believe he's very religious. So he could, it's like, I feel like it could mean that in a way, but I actually, what I see here, I've been like talking about every little card, but what I really see here is that he has a very combative relationship with Mueller. Like he doesn't want to, he continues to bang on the same note that's like off. And I have a feeling, because this is a gift, that Mueller offers him some sort of like, you could talk and I could give you a reduced something, or like I feel like there's an offer from Mueller to him. He's saying like, okay, this fate is really bad for you. Okay, it's really bad, but if you talk, you know, I could give you something. I could, you know, we could work out some sort of deal. But obviously Mueller is not an idiot. He's not going to ask for his cooperation unless he gives something major. But no, he continues to act like a misguided idiot, and that's his attitude. And so first it's like he continues to, he basically fights and like is belligerent, and then he continues when he gets the big no. He's like, dude, this is me, like, you really want to go to jail for all that long or whatever that is? He's like, I'm not, you know, it's like responding to him, and he continues. He's like, okay, look, I'm gonna make the offer, and then okay, now we're gonna go to this, the fate, like how things end with him and Mueller. So this is the Tower card. The Tower card is the worst card in the tarot, okay? There's no way around it. It's a card of negative, it's like transformation that comes from outside of your circumstances that you can't stop. It's like an earthquake. It's like a building falling apart. And you can also think that this is like prison, right? It has the same, like a person stuck in like a dark building, burning building. So that's it. Like he hands him the fate, and the fate is a horrible, terrible. And this is Lily's card, and the Lily's card is a card of like an older man. So I feel like knowing what this means, or what I would think this means, is that by all accounts, under any interpretation, he's ruined. Okay, like that's what I read. That's what I see here. A. And B, there is the potential that he could definitely go to jail, because then you look at the other card that's like, I asked about his legal fate, means death. So, there's no, you just can't, there's no way that this just sounds horrible. So I don't know if he's gonna, I've never been interested in like death, like real death, or I've never asked if someone's gonna die or anything, but it feels like in terms of a reputation and standing and everything, it's over for him. Okay, literally, like that's it. And so, okay, so this is like we've dealt with his relationship with Mueller, and what Mueller's gonna, like, what's his final findings are gonna be. And then here asked about his legal fate. So what's the deal here? And it's again another sun card, and I feel like it's showing, it's gonna show he wanted to harvest some money out of the situation. Okay, like the money, illegal money, right? It's a reversed, because again, this card's gonna eliminate whatever the truth is. It's gonna show it. So it's gonna show, this is gonna come out, and then in the middle of the night, here's what's this? The ship. The ship is a card that represents travel and foreign influences, foreign people. So in the context of the question, which is, we know what's up with him and what's going to happen with his, what's the situation. I feel like the whatever legal thing is showing that in the middle of the night he had contact with foreign agents or whatever, like foreign power or something foreign, and it was hidden, right? So here you have an interesting juxtaposition between what's shown and what's hidden. And the moon is usually actually a pretty emotional card. It means a person who's like believing in illusions again. But I think in the context of what we're seeing, it just means that this was hidden, something hidden. Like, you know, smoke and mirrors about something foreign. And then we have death, the end. And then, you know, it's so interesting. Heart. Like, the heart. I don't understand, like, why the heart is, it's like him, like the end of all the things he believes in, because I feel like the heart is really yourself, like who is the things you believe in, the things you love. So it's the death to either to him or to everything he loves in a symbolic way. And so there you have it. Mike Pence is screwed, basically. That's what this reading is saying. And again, obviously, I'm not a professional tarot reader, so I do it for friends. I've been doing this for a long time, but I've never, how do you say it? It's not, again, I just want to say that it's not like I'm spelling out the truth, or that it's funny because I never had any real curiosity about Pence. I just felt like everything was about other people around Trump. He just came along, but I feel like it's going to be bad for him, no matter how you look at it. It's going to be really, really, really bad. So that's that. Thanks for watching, and have a good week. Okay, bye.